Hello, friends. It's Celine Kempton here. I hope that you guys are doing great. I forgot to start my other camera here. Whoops. I have been playing with a fun fold from my friend, Anne Oshro. She lives in Hawaii, and on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip in Alaska, a bunch of people saw her cards sitting out on the table and they were saying, "Who is this Annie person?" Well, Annie was someone that I met my very first year. I joined Stampin' Up! In March, and that year, 20 years ago, I went to convention all by myself in July. So I have officially known Annie for 20 years this July. And she was one of the first people that I met in Stampin' Up! Um, Brilliant artist, great human. And from the very beginning, she said that she saw potential in me that I didn't guess I saw. And, we all need a friend like Anne. Anyway, Anne came up with her own fun folds, and that was the card that was on the table in Alaska that everybody was asking about. So she doesn't do a lot of internet stuff, so I got on the horn. I sent her a text, and she sent me um, her notes in a text, and I printed it out. And here we are. I'm gonna try and make Anne's card for you. So today I'm also pulling out the stops here a little bit. If you're here, just say hello for me. Um, I know I'm not a normal time for being live, but that's okay. I'm going to play with the Stitched Stockings bundle, which is coming out in July as an online exclusive. So we can't order it now as customers, but demonstrators have the opportunity to pre-order product before it becomes available to the general public, and I am playing with this. I'm also in love with the designer series paper. There's embossing folders that go with it and everything. Here, let me see if I can pull that in. There's snowflakes and quilted patterns. Oh my gosh. It goes on and on. I'm so in love. But I'm going to try to stay focused here. Squirrel, candy canes. So pretty. I think there will be a Christmas in July in my future, hopefully. Anyway, if you're here, please let us know where you're joining from. Hopefully Anne makes her way over here because I told her that I was going to go live and show her awesome card. So I don't have the directions in the video title, but later on, if I get a chance, I will put them in there. It's not difficult. It's not overly difficult. We're going to start by cutting a piece of paper in half at 5.5. And we talked about where we should score and where we should fold earlier. Remember we talked about that? Well, I did a post today, and over 60 of you commented, "Hey, Carol," that you wanted to know which way to fold your cardstock. Well, I'm not going to show you yet, but we have the side with the bump, and we have the side with the divot. So if you want to tell me which one you voted for, we had both, which I was surprised. I did some new cards for club, and we made a bridge card, and here they are. They're really cute. Simple, adorable, right? But one card I accidentally folded the way that I don't usually go. And so this one is folded with the divot in, meaning the bumps are out, and all of those bumps, you can see it. Let me see if I can show you close. See what a mess that is? And that is because I folded the mountain out. So the idea would be the mountain, or the part that sticks up, whatever you want to call it, should be in, and this is the side with the divot or the score mark, which should be on the outside. So the bump should be in. So those of you that said, oh, there was a bunch of them. There were really cute phrases for it to remember it, but the bump should go on the inside and the divot should be on the outside, and that is why. So that being said, we're going to take this card when we do fold it, and we're going to fold it on so that we capture the bump, okay? I'm also going to score this card base at 2 1/8 on both sides. So that we're getting into Annie's fold here. Annie was my grandmother's maiden name. I'm sorry, Annie was my mother's, wow, my grandmother's name. Wow, it's been a long day already. And it's a very special name in my family anyway. So I'm going to fold this flat, and then eventually this is going to go this way. So it's kind of like that. Isn't that cool so far? Okay. So next, Annie gave me 8 1/4 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to do the 1 3/4 inch strip first. And I got my cutting blade here. And then I'm going to cut my 8 1/2 inch side down to 8 1/4. I have to tell you, I've known Annie for 20 years, and one of the cool things is all along this journey, every time we go on the incentive trip, we get to see each other. I got a little fuzzy thing going on here. I guess my cutting blade could use a new blade. I put my 3 cutters out during club, and so everybody uses them. There is a tip with these blades, though. These new Stampin' Up! Cutters are meant to glide. Our old ones you could dig in, and when I see people digging in, I know that I'm going to have to change the cutting blade because when you dig in, the blade goes dull faster. So that's why I have a few little fuzzies, and I'm just using my little sanding block here to get rid of those fuzzies. Anyway, again, this piece was 8 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm going to score this on both sides at 2 1/8 and 3 1/8. And there are, people that will do the fancy scoring, and they give you like the measurement all the way down the pike, but in this case, it's not going to work. Anne said not to do it, and I trust her. Oh, so 2 1/8 and 3 1/8 twice. Sorry that I was outside the frame there. I'm all zoomed in so you can see, hopefully, when I let you see. Okay. So then she wrote me like these directions, and they are so cool. Like, honestly, she is brilliant. Just saying. Okay. So I'm going to fold this in, and it makes like this little piece that we're going to put something on. And you fold this in, and then Anne said to put the adhesive on either side of that T. So I made a T, okay? But what I'm going to do that is, hang on, get that out of my way for a minute. I'm going to just put the adhesive on here before I fold it up to keep myself out of the woods when it comes to the glue, right? All right, so now I'm going to make my T again, and I've got glue on either side of this fold. Pretty cool, huh? And then I'm going to make this into, well, it's a M kind of, but I'm just going to put it here and close this around. So now I've got this panel that closes in the front, the T that sticks out, and now the pieces that stick to the T. So it looks kind of like a diamond, right? Pretty cool. All right, are we having fun? If we're having fun, give me a yeehaw or something. Okay, so next I'm gonna cut a few panels to decorate, and I just wanted to keep it simple because this is my first time working with the stitch stocking bundle. So what I'm gonna do is, this is 2 1/8 inch panels, so I'm gonna cut 4 pieces. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna cut this down to 5 1/4 first. And then I'm going to cut 4 pieces that are 1 7/8, which just is a 1/4 inch smaller than what the panel is. So 1 7/8, 1 7/8, and I'm just going to keep going ballistic here. 1 7/8. I could probably choose a different pattern. I just like this one. I mean, can you see putting that with the red candy canes? Oh my gosh, it would be so cute. So when I was done I have 4 pieces here, and I can put adhesive on. Look at the back. It's so pretty. Just lining them up here. Let me back out a little so you can see more at the table. And I'm just going to put adhesive. So these are just a 1/4 inch smaller than each of my 4 panels, and I'm going to layer these in my fun fold. Okay, so 1, and just kind of take your time with this part, get it centered, get it so you love it. 2, I'm going in behind so you can't see where the mechanism connects. Isn't that cute? And I did spend some time with this fold because I was afraid to look silly because, hello, my friend Anne is awesome and I didn't want to mess up her fold. Hi, Judy. I hope you have a good day. See you when you get back. And I'll see you on Sunday or Monday. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so now I've got my diamond and I've got my 4 panels covered. Now, to close this card, you just fold it flat like that. Okay. And because I can't even imagine making one of these, I made another one in white. So here's my 2 card bases. So then I went in and I started playing with the dies here. I cut out, and I'm sorry, I need a second because the dies are over here. You know, just talk amongst yourselves, all good. I cut out one of these and one of these, and then there's another square that's lost over there somewhere that I cut out in the shape of a present, okay? And because I really wanted you to be able to see this bundle and what it can do, I cut out multiples of both and started playing. So this stocking shape, for example, has a top that looks like this, that's a star, and I cut a present. And then I decided that I was going to paper piece this present together. So you can't see it, but there are lines, and all I did was cut along the lines, and it was very easy for me to see where to put my present. Okay. So then I took this piece and I cut the top off because I wanted the present instead of the star that was there. And then I can start to paper piece these together. This new suite is so fun to play with. You could just sit and, reminds me of paper dolls. You know, you can cut and play, but it's all ready to go for you. And if you cut out 2 different ones, you can cut them apart and piece them together like I'm doing right now. So, all right, and now the stitching is on the inside of that bit of dies, and I think I'm just going to go for it and stick this down onto my stocking base. And of course, Annie, if you're watching, your friendship is a gift to me, so that's why I wanted to use the present die, and we'll put this one at the top. Okay, so it would have been really cool to stop right there, but you guys know me, and I couldn't. So then I went backwards. I took this one and I used the other piece. So this is the bottom of the die, and the stitching for this one is all on the inside. So it looks like it's quilted, but the bottom die, it looks kind of off when you're putting it together, but it's not. It's just the way that it goes together. And here it is. Let's get that one pieces in there. So you see I only cut one white stocking, but I can use it to make 2 different cards. Like that. Oh yeah, I think Christmas in July is going to be big for me. I can't wait to share these, what I have brewing for you. So that's going to be next on my hit list. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to stick this designer series paper on the bottom of my stocking. I don't know what I did with my liquid glue. It is not in my holder. Bad girl. So here we go. Ta-da. And then ta-da again. So I have it backwards. I did 2 of the present dies in both colors so that I could layer these on my stocking dies. I'm going to lay that down over this a little bit so that I have plenty of room to put Annie's name on this, because I'm going to send this to her in the mail. Now, while I'm putting her name on, maybe you guys can help me with the dilemma. Should I go opposite and put her stocking on like this? Or should I do more monochromatic and have it really pop blue on blue? White on blue. White on white. Which way should I go with these? So while you guys are telling me what you think I should do, I'm going to put Annie's name on the blue one. And I wanted to say, while I've got you guys, thank you very much for being patient with me where I couldn't go live on Tuesday. We've had some family stuff going on that I had to attend to, and I didn't want to not come to you this week. So here I am, crazy on a Friday. And I'll be running out the door as soon as I'm done to another thing, but it's all good. We're gonna make everything happen, so that's all that matters, right? But I appreciate your grace and kindness. Boy, what a beautiful journey it's been so far with Stampin' Up, and I can't wait to spend the next 20 with you guys. 10,000 followers today on my Facebook business page. I am so excited about that milestone. Like, that's a big deal. Can't imagine. I don't even think I know that many people. If you're here and I don't know you, thank you. If you're here and I do know you, thank you. And Anne, I've known my entire career. Like, I met her 3 months in, and she was telling me I was going to be a rising star. And I said, I have no idea what that is. But if I am next year, I'll buy you dinner at convention. And she was right. I was number 3 that year in the company out of all the new people. I didn't know what a rising star was. They don't even have that category anymore. It was a shock to me. All right, so here's Annie's stocking. No comments about which way. Monochromatic. Yes, this is monochromatic no matter which way you go. So Anne is a bright white light, so I think I'm going to go this way. I'm going to put her card together so that her stocking sits here. What a fun layout. Could you see putting, like, you know, the new Winnie the Pooh labels? You could use those. You could use the big ovals, anything with a big shape in the middle here. It's your jam. And then it just folds flat like this. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Now it's going to need some sparkles before I send it out, but you guys get the idea. And that's Annie's fold. Yeah, I love white on white too. But I was kind of thinking, where it's so dark, the white on the dark is going to pop too. Let's see. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. All right. And Karen Cagnina, I will see you at Retreat this week. I'm so excited. I have 2 more videos to make for Retreat, and then I can start to pack. We pull out Sunday morning. All right, so there's that and that. Well, I would love to hear what you guys think of Annie's fold. She came up with this one on her own, so this was just an original idea, and she's pretty awesome herself, so I can't wait to get her card in the mail to her. And I'll post some pictures of those, and I will try and get the measurements up in the description. I usually do that, but I was a little short on time with everything going on here. I think everybody right now has a lot going on, and it's not little stuff. I think everybody's got something big, and I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you. Um, and I know that you guys have big stuff, and I appreciate that you take the time out to come have a little time out with me. And isn't it great, Karen? I'll bring it with me to retreat so you can see it, and we'll maybe we'll cut some up. They're easy enough. And yeah, my friend Anne is awesome, and what a great thing that I can meet all these people along my journey, and have a lifetime of friendship just over yeah, glue and paper and ink. But a little nostalgic today. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.